Hello and welcome to Football Manager 2021. Yes, it is here finally. The beta has dropped earlier this week and my first save this year is very close to my heart. As a long-suffering Watford fan, I'm excited to take on the challenge that is facing Watford this year. Of course, relegated from the Premier League last season, we're now facing a season in the Championship as media favourites to go straight back up again. However, things aren't as simple as they may appear. Although on paper they are one of, if not the strongest squad in the league, there are a few problems that we'll need sorting out first of all. Now this series is called Mending the Model, and I am referring to the Pozzo Model, Gino Pozzo, the owner of Watford, and his father Giampaolo Pozzo, the owner of Udinese over in Italy. Now these two clubs have a special relationship and you'll often see a lot of players switching between the clubs. When the Pozzos first bought Watford about 8 years ago, a number of signings came over from Udinese on loan. It was about 14 or something crazy, in order to try and help Watford get promoted, which they did about 3 seasons later. And now that Watford have been relegated, we're actually seeing players going in the other direction, over on loan to Udinese, to make sure that if Watford do get promoted this year, some of these players are straight back in the squad. But the idea of mending the model comes from Scott Duxbury's statements in a recent fans forum, where he admitted that the club had lost their way a little bit. They were no longer focusing on younger players, bringing them through to sell them for profit, and that the squad had started to stagnate a bit, with players in their early to mid 30s scattered throughout the team on long-term contracts with high wages, which is quite the problem now that the club have faced relegation and a lot less income. So all I've done so far is made my manager here. This is Matt Grrrwood, it is me, very handsome as you can see, and in his lovely garish Watford coloured suit. Other than that, I've done nothing, so we better go and look at the squad and try and work out some tactics and see how we're going to approach this season. Let's go! So here we are in that brand new FM21 interface. I think first things first, let's take a look at the squad. Now the first appearance is, of course, that the squad is packed with talent. Probably far too good for the Championship, really. Let's see some of our best players here. We can see we've got out on loan Craig Dawson as one of Watford's best players. Not really. He was pretty woeful last season. I think you'll find that Watford fans were pretty glad when he got loaned to West Ham. Yeah, his stats are undeniably good. I think they've been a bit generous, really, based on his real-life performances. They were not good last season at all. Well, we can rule him out for the moment. Let's move him to the under-23s and forget all about him until the end of the season. Gerard Deulofeu, probably Watford's best player, really. Out on loan to Udinese this season. As I said at the start, the relationship between the clubs has changed somewhat, and now Watford are loaning some of their best players back. It's good news to see him on a loan, really, because it means that we will get him back at the end of the season, because he is a Premiership player without doubt. Very useful option on that left wing, or on the right, or even up front. I see him as a left winger personally, but again, someone that we don't need to worry about until next year. So of the players that we do have, there are a few notables, that's for sure. Ismail Assar, probably Watford's biggest name player, other than Troy Deeney, linked with a £45 to £50 million move this last transfer window. But given the current climate, not many transfers taking place, and I'm very thankful that he is still at Watford. He is going to be an amazing player for the Championship, that's for sure. And looking at these stats, yep, a brilliant winger option, either on the left or the right. Looks like inverted winger is going to be his best position, maybe as an inside forward as well. We can toy around with that and see where he's going to be best, but yeah, blistering speed, great dribbling ability as well, really decent on long shots. Yeah, someone to definitely build the team around. He's on 70 grand a week. Now that is quite a lot for the Championship, obviously, but as he's still young, I think he's someone that we need to try and keep around if we can. Troy Deeney, now everyone knows Troy. Not well enough to have his own picture in this, apparently. I'm not sure what that's about, but yeah, very highly rated on Football Manager. A bit less so in real life, I think. He's not done a whole lot for Watford in the last few years, but we can see here that he's going to be an excellent choice if we want to play with a target man. I'm not sure that I do. I don't tend to play with a target man. I tend to play with either an advanced forward or maybe a complete forward. He looks like he's got the stats to be a complete forward if we wanted him to. However, at 32 years of age and on 80 grand a week, that is a lot of money to be playing in the Championship. He is the team leader, he is the club captain, but I'm not sure if we can afford to keep him around, and we'll see why in just a second. As I go over to transfers, you'll see that the budget we have We have £0 in the transfer budget, and we are £100,000 per week over the wage budget. I mean, that is ridiculous figures, and something really needs to be done about it. We're definitely going to have to move on some players in order to just be competitive and fill the gaps in the squads that do need addressing. One in particular is that if we have a look at the squad list here, when looking at the squad by position, you will see that the club only has one left back, Adam Messina, who is injured for 4 to 5 months. So we currently have no options at left back at all. We have a couple of right backs, maybe one can be converted, but I think it's likely that we're going to have to try and find a natural left back to fill that slot at least for 6 months or so before Messina comes in, because he is a good player. He is going to be a decent option at left back or left wing back. Vladimir Ivic, the real life Watford manager at the moment, has been playing a 3-5-2 with 3 centre halves in. Personally, I'd like to play a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1 formation, something I'm a bit more familiar with, but we are definitely going to need to try and get hold of a left back to make that work. Probably the strongest part of Watford's squad is the midfield. We have some excellent options here. Etienne Capoue is probably the best, although he is 32 years old. I mean, he's just absolute quality in the middle of the park there. We've got a couple of options at defensive midfield, so I think I'm likely to move him further up the park. My plan is to play him initially alongside Will Hughes, another excellent option in the middle of the park. He could play as an attacking midfielder or a central midfielder. For the moment, I think I'm likely to start him off as a box-to-box, if we've got Capoue playing that advanced playmaker role. And if we do play a 4-2-3-1, we could of course move him up in that attacking midfielder role. Now, of course, the best part of Football Manager is nurturing some younger talent, and Watford do have some excellent options available to them to start off the game. Jeremy Ngakia at right back has been really decent so far this season for Watford. His stats are good, the potential is there. I would like to have him as our first choice right back if possible. I think he's going to be brilliant in a couple of years' time. Definitely worth keeping around. And the big one that everyone knows about, João Pedro, probably going to be classed as a wonder kid this year. Looking at these stats, I would say can play on the wing. I think he's going to be an excellent forward, and I would quite like to, if possible, play him as a complete forward, an attacking complete forward. I think he's got the stats for it. He's a very well-rounded player already at only 18, only on 20 grand a week. Yeah, one for the future, one to definitely build the team around, and probably my first choice striker this season. Domingos Quina, another young, talented player at only 20. Got a lot of potential in that attacking midfield role. We could also possibly play him on the left wing if we wanted to. There do seem to be some gaps in the left that Quina could fill there on the left wing. Yeah, one to definitely keep around the squad again this season. Let's keep an eye on him. With this Watford squad, they do have quality all over the field, including in defence, though they didn't show it very much last season, that's for sure. William Troost-Ekong, a new signing, brought in from Udinese, surprise, surprise. Looks to be our first choice centre-half, really. Excellent heading, positioning, everything you'd want for a centre-half. And to be playing in the Championship is pretty ridiculous, really. I mean, the number of 14s and 15s in every key position here is incredible. Yeah, one to definitely keep around for a couple of years, I think. Alongside him, we do have the options of Craig Cathcart and Christian Kabasele as well. Ben Wilmot, another talented young player, injured at the moment, going to be out for about 3 to 6 weeks by the looks of it. Again, some good potential there, some great mental stats, and some pretty good technicals as well. Worth keeping an eye on. I'm thinking that perhaps we'll sell one of the other defenders so that we can give Wilmot a bit more of a go. If not, he's already been listed for loan, and I think giving him a loan so he can play some first-team football would be a good idea for him. A couple more players out on loan to Udinese here. Cussetto plays on the wing or up front. Has not done very much for Watford in real life last season at all. Good stats though, might be a decent choice to come back, but I think likely to be sold at the end of next season if possible. Hopefully he has a good season at Udinese and raises his value a bit. And another promising youngster to keep his eye on, Juan Cucho Hernandez, out on loan at Getafe. Great stats again, lots of potential here as well. Another promising forward, we'll keep an eye on him this season. Currently waiting for a work permit. We should be able to apply for a new one, which we'll do at the end of the season. Perhaps we'll be able to recall him from loan, which would be nice. He's only on 20 grand a week. Compared to some of our other strikers, we've got Deeney on 80 grand, Andre Gray on 70 grand a week, who's certainly not worth that at all. If we can shift some of that deadwood and bring Hernandez back, that would be something that I would very much like to do. Oh, I forgot to even mention our goalkeeper, Ben Foster. Everyone knows Ben Foster, used to play for West Brom, Man United. An excellent keeper, far too good for the Championship really. His stats are brilliant. Even at 37 years old, we're talking about a top-class keeper here. And make sure to check out his YouTube channel as well. I've put a link in the description below. He's offering great insights into the life of a goalkeeper. He's even been placing a GoPro camera in his goal net so that you can get up close and personal with his saves and conceded goals and so on. It's really fascinating. Check it out in the link below. We certainly have a talented squad here at our disposal. Again, this left-back problem certainly needs addressing, but for the moment we'll have to make do with what we've got, ready for a friendly against the Watford second 11 and play with two very strong teams and see who can impress. So let's put some tactics together first. Now I think to start with I'm going to go with everyone's favourite, the gegenpress. I'm a fan of this. I'm also a fan of the vertical tiki-taka, and control possession is my kind of game as well. But for the moment we'll start with a classic gegenpress. A nice positive mentality, which with this attacking squad is definitely the way we should be looking to play this year. Let's start with a 4-2-3-1 wide and see what happens. So here's a first look at my initial squad. This squad has been built with the idea of including as many of the younger talented players as we can. So with that in mind, we've gone for Keener in that attacking midfield role, and Hughes drops alongside Capoue in central midfield. Honestly, we've got too many midfielders to fit in. Nathaniel Chalobah and Tom Cleverley, Tom Dele-Bashiru and James Garner on loan from Man United are all really good midfield options. There's definitely going to be a lot of rotation this year, a lot of talent to come off the bench during games and change them up as well. It's very exciting really. Areas that we're a bit light on at the moment, left wing, we've got Isaac Success out injured for 4 to 5 months. He looks like he's going to be a decent option. Ken Seamer, very talented player. As we've mentioned, Adam Messina out for 4 to 5 months as well. And on the right wing, we have Sarr, who is obviously excellent, but we have very little else available at playing there. Kiko Femenia is a bit of an all-rounder. He's not really a full-back, he's not really a winger, he's sort of somewhere in between a wing-back or a right midfielder. I don't tend to play with those, so it's not very useful to me. Looking at his value, which is close to 8 million, and he's on 20 grand a week, plus wanted by some other clubs, may be worth looking to try and shift him, I think, and see if we can bring anyone else in that position instead. An option for left back may be Mark Navarro, who is our backup right back. Very decent choice, almost too good to not be on the pitch really. I think I will explore having him retrained as a left back. We'll do that for the moment. We'll play him at left back in this friendly. So this is going to be our initial tactic. Like I said, I'm going to look to set up a 4-3-3 as well. And perhaps we will look at Vladimir Ivic's 3-5-2 model. We've definitely got the defence to do it, but I worry that it misses out too many of our good players, particularly Sarr on the wing. I think that is his best position. We could play him up front, but up front we already have Troy Deeney and João Pedro playing together. Would be an excellent combination. There are several other forwards here as well. Perica, Andre Gray, who I think I will be looking to sell. We also have Glenn Murray in on loan from Brighton. He's 36, he's on 32 grand a week. His stats are great, but I'm not really sure that we need him, and when we're looking to save money off the wage bill, I think I'm going to see if I can cancel this one. We'll give him a go for the next month in some of these friendlies and just see if he can't do anything. If he's going to be worth keeping around, perhaps we'll loan out Perica instead. But a lot of attacking talent in this squad, that's for sure. We'll definitely have to look at an option of playing with 2 strikers. But for the moment, I'm happy with this lineup, and we'll see what happens in the friendly, which is due tomorrow. Obviously a few things to take care of first. Contract's due to expire. Jerome Sinclair, listed as having decent potential, but he's been around the club for a while now and done very little. He's not really a winger, he looks like a forward. We've got a lot of forward options. I think he's one to try and offload. Yeah, 1 year left of his contract, 20 grand a week. Considering the other strike options that we have at the club, I don't think there's going to be any room for Sinclair, and it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get any money for him either, so best just to let him leave. Let's take a quick look at the club's expectations. This certainly seems to fit the general idea of the Pozzo model, signing players under the age of 23 for the first team, sign players under the age of 21 for the future, and don't sign anyone over the age of 32. Fine by me, that all fits in with what I'd like to do here. Sign young players to develop for profit, classic Pozzo model that. work within the wage budget. Well, they've not given us much chance of doing that, but we'll certainly have to see what we can do to get rid of that. Current season, the club expectation is to reach the playoffs. Well, I think we can do better than that. Personally, I think we can go up as champions quite easily, as long as we can secure that left back. That's going to be crucial. They've been generous there. Give us 2 years to do it by the looks of it. I think we can do it in 1, no problem. Reach the 5th round of the FA Cup. Should be alright. Obviously, it depends who we end up meeting, but we'll see what we can do. And 4th round of the Carabao Cup as well. It's all pretty reasonable, really. They're giving me a good chance to do what I want to do here, so happy to accept that. Pre-season training, I want this team to be clicking as much as possible. It's something that in real life we really didn't see from Watford last season. So I'm going to go with tactical, which has a focus on the team cohesion here, as well as the tactical familiarity. So I'll make sure that we have all 3 of our tactics up and running to rotate throughout the season. So Brighton have come in straight away with an offer for Craig Cathcart. 3.2 million rising to 3.9 is pathetic, really. We're talking about a player that's valued at 9 million, only on 23 grand a week. One of our first choice centre halves this season. Yeah, you'll have to do much better than that, Brighton, to get him off my hands. I'm rejecting that for the moment. Thank you very much. Come back with something better next time. So the Brighton manager Graham Potter's now been talking to the press about Cathcart. He wants to try and sign him. He's going to put in an improved offer, apparently. Well, you'll certainly have to do much better than that, Potter. Well, it's time to introduce ourselves to the squad. Let's see what they have to say. Oh, I like this, so you can see every player right up there on the screen. Now, it looks like I can make a number of promises here. I'm going to be careful about what I say, even though it looks like we want to reduce the squad size a bit. I'm not sure it's going to be the best idea to tell them that. However, saying that I'm going to give youth a chance this season doesn't seem like a bad idea at all. And they've all reacted very nicely to that. I like that. And I'd also like to try and improve the quality of the backroom staff. Certainly once we have some wages available, I'll be looking to do that as well, so I'll let them know that. Some of them are pretty happy, not too bothered. I think that's enough promises for now. We'll leave it at that. Well, the club expectations were playoffs, so I'm going to promise them that and see what they have to say. Yep, they're all pleased about that. Oh yeah, we can use some of these new reactions. I'm going to pump my fists in an encouraging manner. That's exactly the sort of reaction I was after. Come on, that's exactly what I was looking for. I'm not sure if that really works in real life, but there we go. I'll also be expecting us to give a good account in the FA Cup. Again, we'll pump our fists. That's the sort of reaction. I've also finished the code of conduct. Yeah, that's great. Let's outstretch the arms. That's a great response. Thank you. Now that we're all on the same page. Yeah. Okay, I'm not sure how much I'm going to play around with that, but there we go. On the whole, the players are happy with the promises made. And look at that morale through the roof. Excellent stuff. Love to see it. Oh, time to meet the media for my first press conference. Well, let's take a look and see what it's like. Oh, similar layout to the team meeting. Yeah, it's pretty good. What does it feel like to be the new Watford manager? Smile warmly. It's a privilege to be here and I'm so excited. And I've dreamt of this moment for years. I'm young, but I don't think age is important. Shake head. I don't think it's important. I hail from close by. It's true, I was born in Watford. In fact, in the hospital, which is right next to Vicarage Road. So does that help with me getting the fans on side? I think it can only help. Smile again. I'm a very smiley manager, apparently. Definitely not like that in real life. Watford have been on a general downward curve for a while. Can I get things moving? I hope so. This club deserves to be doing much better. I do believe that. And looking at the squad, definitely too good for the Championship, really. We should walk it this season, unless I'm awful. God, these press conferences, they just go on a little too long, really. Is Jeremy Ngaki the sort of player I'll be looking to build around? He's tremendous. Yep, the press conference was just fine. Yep, happy with that. A bit long, really, but never mind. Right, let's get to the game. So here we are with the squads for today's intra-squad friendly. A little bit makeshift in the second 11 here. I've had to drop Chalobah back into defence. Toby Stevenson, who's just a reserve player, in to play at left back, as we have no decent other options. Kiko Firmino on the left wing, bit makeshift. Andre Gray on the right wing, again, a little bit makeshift. A couple of players out for injury here. Ciaralta, who's probably a centre-half, really, and at right back. But still a pretty decent side, and some good players there, that's for sure. Troy Deeney, Tom Cleverley, Nathaniel Chalobah, albeit in defence, all really should be first-team players as well, so should be a decent test, but I'm hoping that we're going to see a decent performance from our side here. Only one sub each. I want them all playing as much as possible and getting themselves into shape. I'm only going to manage our first 11. Let's see what happens. I guess this is the Watford training ground. Here come the players out onto the pitch. Neither of them in yellow. Oh, and it's kick-off. And here we go. João Pedro straight back to Hughes. Back to Troost-Ekong, who poofs it forward. I'm not sure what he was trying to do there, but there we go, that's out of play for a goal kick. Now this screen doesn't seem to tell us much, but this one is apparently a lot better. Yeah, lots of info there to be fair, and I can customise it as well. I'll look at that at some point, not quite now. Right, here we are, so it's a second 11 in the white away kit, with the first 11 in the black third kit, which is another kit of beauty. I'm a big fan of our kits this year. The white one not so much, but the home and the third kit are beautiful. Good cross in, Kiko heads it towards goal and Foster saves that quite comfortably. Good start for the reserves. Foster hoofs it forward and Sarr's chasing it now. He's on the ball, driving towards goal. Oh, over the crossbar. Looks a decent shot, but not quite there. Foster with the goal kick now, takes it short to Troost. Troost switches it out to Ngakia on the right. Brings it back into Camus. Hughes, Queener. Back out to Ngakia. Yeah, Ngakia doing all the work on the right wing there. Back to Keener. Back to Capu. Capu over to Sema. Sema skins him. Go on, Sema, and he's taken a shot rather than a cross. A cross would have been a lot better there, I think, but never mind. Looks like no one playing amazingly well yet. We're 15 minutes in. Everyone seems to be on 6.6 or 6.7. Sarr knocks the ball forwards at Pedro. A little bit laggy, not ideal. Ngakia taking it on the right. Back to Sarr. Sarr to Pedro. Pedro plays Sarr through on the right. Cross it in. Good cross. Oh, blimey. Oh, it cannoned around in the box there. It was hard to see who did what, but Pedro had the shot, which was saved by Barkman in the end. Deeney controls the ball. 1-2 with Cleverly. Knocks it to Gray. Gray cutting inside for the shot, and it's a good shot, saved by Foster, who glided towards the ball as it went out for a corner. I guess he has Heelys or something. Hughes out to Ngakia on the right wing. This right wing combo between Sarr and Ngakia is looking really good. Ngakia to Sarr. Sarr in the box with the shot. Saved by Barkman. Decent save. I'm not sure what's going on with those ad boards, but Keener crosses it in. Pedro with the header. Easy save for Barkman. But pleased to see him win the header at least. Again, no one having an amazing game. It looks like Ken Semmer on 6.9 is having a good one. Oh, actually, Barkman, the reserve keeper, at 7.3. Yeah, that makes sense. He's had quite a lot of saves to make. Here we are with another corner. Keener again. Knocks the ball in. Up for the header. Headed away. Sarr on the edge of the area now, driving forwards. Looks like he's prepping for a shot. Back heels to Capu. Capu back to Cathcart. Cross to Trustekong. Play the ball forward. Come on. Hughes there. And back to Trustekong. And all the way back to Foster. Well, that's disappointing. It looked like there were some forwards in good positions there. Completely wasted the attack. Come on, Sarr, get ahead of him. No, Ngakia knocks it forward to Pedro, but cleared away. Back to Ngakia. This time forward to Sarr. Come on, Sarr, you're only up against Stevenson. He's about 1-star player. You can do better than that, I'm sure. Who in the middle. And he's lost the ball, passing back to Cathcart. That was a really poor mistake there. Deeney charging on goal now. Going to have a power shot, I'm sure. Well blocked. And it's cleared away. Sarr plays the ball through to Pedro. Pedro dribbling forwards. No one to cross to, unfortunately, but out for a corner. He's done well there. Etienne Capu's just gone up to 7 in rankings. It looks like he's played pretty well with his passing, although he did let Deeney through with that awful pass back to Cathcart. Navarro with the long throw. Reached Pedro in the box. Pedro knocks it back to Capu, who's dithering around on the edge of the box and gives the ball away again. That is disappointing. I was just saying about how good his passing had been, really. And Deeney's charging through again. Far too easy path Cathcart. Lays it across to Gray, who misses a simple chance there. That's why you're on the transfer list, mate. That wasn't very good at all. Looking pretty even on the stats. It looks like the Watford first team have had more shots, but the reserves have had more possession. So long ball forward, headed clear by Navarro, the makeshift left back. Hughes into Sierralta there. Back to Sierralta. He's played in Gray. This is a really good move. Should be a goal. Good finish by Gray. I was just saying about how bad that last chance was, but that was a pretty decent one, really. And good play by Sierralta as well, who is really a centre-half, but playing in this sort of advanced wing-back role. Yeah, great ball to Gray there. Questionable defending, I believe that's Navarro, but as I said, he is a makeshift left-back. Something to work on for sure. A bit disappointing that, right before half-time as well. I mean, it's weird to be disappointed because these are all our players, but I want the team that I've picked to be doing best. Yeah, not very thrilled with this. That was a pretty poor half, really. To go a goal down to this sort of makeshift reserve team, not great. Not great. We'll have to see what we can do to improve that. I'm not sure it was quite throw a water bottle bad, but perhaps point finger, go out there and win that second half at least. Well, I do expect better. We'll just have to see what we can do. Obviously, we can't really make any changes to the personnel, but maybe we can make some shifts in formation. I think it's time for a shout. Oh, and it's cleared away. Keener running through as I yell at them to demand some more. Come on, Sar. Sar's clear on the right. Looks like he was taking a shot. It's Keener on the corner again. Yep, here we go. Ball in. Headed clear. No one there again. Very disappointing. Troost-Ekong chases after the ball. Knocks it across to Cathcart. Both heading back into defence. Hoofed forward to no one. Disappointed with Troost-Ekong today. He's not played well. He's just been hoofing the ball aimlessly forwards and they've conceded a goal, so not ideal really. Cleverly with a free kick for the reserves. Hoofs it in the box and it's a header. Oh, just wide from Chalobah. A good free kick. I think Cleverly might be our set piece taker. I'm not sure. I'll have to take a closer look. But he's put some good balls in so far. Yeah, we have 5 players on the reserve team now in the 7s on the green ratings. Ingaki has just hit it for us, but 1v5 is not great. Here we are on the ball with Navarro, taking that up the left flank. Knocks it forward to Pedro. Pedro doesn't seem to be expecting that, and he's beaten by Kabasele there. They've hoofed it back to Navarro. Navarro to Ekong. Ekong knocks it forward this time. This time a good ball. Pedro's through. Go on, finish. Oh, a scuffed finish, but a good goal in the end. Beat Barkman. Barkman's not the best keeper, but I'm very glad to see Pedro on the score sheet, that's for sure. Like I said, I want to build the team around him this year, so I'm determined for him to do well and have a good pre-season. Yeah, through, no one there. It looked like a scuffed shot, but placement over power there, right in the bottom corner. I'll take that any day. Right, good stuff. Back into the game then. I think we could probably do with keeping the attacks on this right flank. Ngakia and Sar look a hell of a combo, to be fair. Looks like Sar's tracking back, which I like to see. Oh, and he didn't quite win the ball from Kiko. It's still there. Knocks it to Cleverly. Keener seemed to morph straight through him there, but never mind. Dili Bashiru knocks it out to Kiko again on the left, who's completely open, no man at all. Taking it back to the corner flag. Like I said, no left foot, so back on his right. Not cleared away. Oh, good save from Foster in the end. That was a good shot. Should have been cleared away though. Corner taken. Deeney at the back stick. Oh, it's hit the post. Cleared away. Well, we know that Deeney is always going to be a threat on corners, the big guy. But disappointed. Their corners have been excellent today, so that'll be Cleverly, I think. Worth looking at set piece ability, I think. Ngakia on the right. Mops that up. Back to Cathcart. Forward to Capu. Back to Cathcart again. Keeping the ball safe. Hoofed forward to no one. Not liking these long balls over the top. They've been pretty wayward so far. I mean, I know we're talking about centre halves. They're not always the best passers of the ball. But Cathcart is playing as a ball-playing defender. I expect him to be doing a little better than that. Kabasele. Over to Sierralta to Gray. Lots of nice 1-2s there, keeping the ball. And Sema knocks it forward for Pedro. Pedro's through again. Come on, Pedro. Round the keeper. Yes. Nice finish. I like that a lot. Rounding the keeper. Really calm. Excellent stuff, Pedro. You are going to be some player, I can tell already. Yes, Sema wins the ball off Sierralta. Dithering there. Really nice ball up to Pedro. Takes it clear of the defender. And a nice, easy finish under Barkman. Love that. Love to see that. Right, 25 minutes left. 2-1 up. They've turned it around this half. I like to see that. Capu to Ekong. Ekong hoofs it forward, unsurprisingly. Headed out to Sema on the left. Sema's through. Come on, Sema. Square it across. And he's taken the shot for some reason and it's cleared away. That's disappointing. I thought that was something that they'd worked on in the match engine. We still seem to be having a lot of shots rather than crosses. but you know, that happens in real life as well. I accept it's going to happen, but there we are. Right, 15 minutes left. It's time to make a sub. Ismail Assar has been pretty disappointing today. He's got into some good positions, but hasn't quite done anything. Even though Sarr is only 3 stars in this inverted winger role, I think it utilises his attributes best. So I am going to train him in that position. We could be playing him as an inside forward, but I think the inverted winger will fit our formation better. But for now, let's move Pedro out onto the right wing for Sarr, and we'll put on Glenn Murray up top. Give him a chance to see if he can do anything. And Pedro's still on the pitch, so there's still a chance for a hat-trick. Let's see what he can do. Show me why he should be in the team, Glenn Murray. And we've got to throw on the right in Ngakia, out to Pedro. Pedro through to Hughes. Hughes with a first-time shot over the bar. I like that. Not bad. I'm not sure what Hughes' long shots is like. I don't think it's brilliant, but I do like to see that. That was a nice move. Chalobah on the ball now. Back to Deeney on the left wing. Really not a winger. Doesn't have the pace for that, but he did nutmeg Capoue there. Nice ball. Back to Kiko. It looks like it's taken a deflection and Gray heads in. Disappointing. Not sure what happened there. It looked like it deflected. I'll have to take a look at that replay, but Deeney nutmegs Capoue, knocks it forward, Perica knocks it out to Kiko. Kiko crosses the ball in. It's just got some wicked curve on it, and Gray has a free header. And Gray's got 2 goals now, and he was the one that I wanted to sell, so yeah, maybe some decisions to be made, but that wasn't great. 2-2 now. Come on, boys, I expect better from you. Cleverly with a free kick again. Lots of fouls being committed down there. Gray cleared away. Sema knocks it forward to Murray. Keena bursting a gut there. And Murray doesn't play him in. He knocks it to Ngakia on the right instead. He's lost the ball to Deeney. Well, that was a disappointing breakdown of that move. It looked like there were some better options there, but never mind. Right, Hughes back in midfield now. Cleverly, good tackle, knocks it to Gray. Gray knocks it forward. A really good pass to Perica. Perica bursting forward, blocked, and Foster clears. That was good. If Perica was a bit faster, that probably would have been a goal. Come on, boys, we're meant to be looking for a goal. Capoue knocks it to Keena. Keena takes it past Deeney, excellent stuff, and plays in Pedro. Come on, Pedro. Near post finish. Yes, Pedro hat-trick. Love to see it. Brilliant stuff. Really like that. Yeah, Capoue knocks it forward to Keena, dances around that Deeney slide tackle. Really nice easy ball into Pedro, who just had to finish it in at the near post. I feel like Bartman should have had that one covered, but I don't mind in this case. Pedro hat-trick. Brilliant. Well, the team ratings are certainly looking a lot better now. Pedro on the 8.2 with his hat-trick, and a couple of good assists for Ken Sema and Dominguez Keena as well, and one for Ekong. Ekong's passing has been pretty bad all game, but his one decent ball over the top was really well finished by Pedro. Mark Navarro on the left, a little bit disappointing, but again, he is a right back. He's just training over there. Saying that, Kiko Femenia is also a right back who's playing at left back for the reserve teams, and he's got a 7.2. Here he is with the throw in to Cleverly in the box. Dangerous position that, but cleared away by the defence. Chalobah knocks it forward, Ngakia heads it away. Kiko with another wicked cross in, well cleared by Navarro. Well, I was saying that I was going to sell Kiko. Again, I'm going to have to reconsider. That's the thing with this Watford squad, you never know. Every time you write off a player, they do brilliantly. And that's full time. 3-2 win. Hard fought. I'm pretty happy with that, really. Some good performances by our reserve players. Some decent performances from the first team as well. João Pedro hat-trick. Brilliant stuff. Hughes and Capoue in the middle. Not been amazing. Keena in attacking midfield. A lot's gone through him, which has been nice to see. Ken Sema on the left. Again, another decent performance. And in the end, it looks like the defence did pretty well, apart from Navarro had a bit of a hard time. Yeah, all our youngsters did really well, and Ngakia, Keena and Pedro all playing a crucial part in this win. Very positive indeed. What a comeback that was. A superb effort. Well done, boys, and they're all very happy about that. Very good. Well, and with that result in the bag, I think it's a good place to end today. I've just taken a look at our friendlies and I see we've got some games against Chelsea and Tottenham planned. I think that will be worth having for episode 2. So we'll join back in there and see if we can get anything out of those games. And I'll keep you updated with any transfers or changes that have been made in that time. Thank you for tuning in. This is my first video on YouTube. I would love to make some more for you all. If you all like it, please let me know. Please support the channel. Give us a subscribe and a like and so on, and leave a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see. I obviously haven't showed all the players yet. If there's anyone in particular you want to see, let me know in the comments below. But thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.